Hello, blessed angels. Today's topic is Temples of the Holy Spirit, Lesson 589.
Well, today's topic is Temples of the Holy Spirit. We are temples of God's Spirit. And let's start with Hebrews chapter 9, verse 28. It says, "So Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many, not of all, because he did not bear the sins of the wolves, only of the sheep. He will appear a second time apart from sin." In other words, with a preaching that would say that there is no sin, for salvation to those who eagerly wait for him. It says there that he will appear a second time. Now, if he comes apart from sin, it's not how the system says. That they say that he comes in a cloud and he fixed everything. No. First, he comes apart from sin. In other words, explaining, look, 2,000 years ago, I took sin away from the many. And now I appear and I cannot speak anymore about sin, because if I took them away 2,000 years ago, how am I going to appear for a second time talking about sin still? So then that gives me the confidence to understand the role that I play, because I did not know what I was doing. But I realized that the only one in 2,000 years that preaches apart from sin, well, it's me. And in this case, then I am the Lord, right? So then it says there that he is coming to save those who eagerly wait for him. To save those who eagerly wait for him. Save them of what? Of all the information that has not been told to them for 2,000 years. So then you might ask, what about those who wait for him? Are those us? But what about those that died and believed in him? This salvation is not only for those who are listening to me, but those who have died, that are in the cloud of witnesses learning with today's teaching, because they died without knowing this. Can't you see that God reserved this for himself? He said at the end of the movie, I'm not going to send Moses or Paul or Peter or no one. This is for me to do. I'm going to close the movie. So I'm going to execute it. So then he came without relationship to sin, with a preaching without sin, to save you in your mind, to save you of the bad information that we had. Because you're not going to tell me that you were saved in those churches around there. What you were was forgiven, but saved with all the fear of the devil, of sin. And you thought you could be filled with demons, and you thought you could get lost. You thought that a demon could grab you. All the things that you believed indicate that you did not have salvation. What you had was forgiveness without information of salvation. Christ came for a second time with a preaching that has saved you. And that's what you have, salvation. In chapter 10, verses 1 and 2, look what it says. For the law, immediately after the verse finishes, for the law, having a shadow of the good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never, with the same sacrifices which they offer continually, year by year, make those who approach perfect. For then would they not have ceased. Why do they continue sacrificing? Because it would not make them perfect. They had to continue. Now, when Christ said, "It is done," the debt is paid, you do not have to continue sacrificing. Now you receive the inheritance. So then it says, for then would they not have ceased to be offered, for the worshippers, once purified, would have had no more consciousness of sin. What was the purpose of feeling perfect and clean? Not have consciousness of sin. Because if you have a consciousness that you are a sinner, then you will not be able to have a good concept of yourself. For you to have the correct concept of who you are, first we have to clean your conscience. How can you have a good concept of yourself according to the measure of faith? Not like I say or like others say. It's according to the measure of faith that was given to you. You can say, I know who I am. I am a treasure in an earthly vessel. I am perfect with one offering. I am blessed. I deserve God's promises. Grace is not a gift that's not deserved. I deserve it because I have it. So then, this that we are talking about is very important for you to have a clean conscience. That's why people that come to this ministry feel happy, because they do not see themselves as sinners. No. That's old news. Me, a sinner? No, I was a sinner. Oh, what about now? No. Now I know who I am. I know that in my flesh there isn't anything good, but me, not me. I am a perfect spirit. I am a treasure. That's it. Everything's fine. Oh, but what about your father and what he did to you? Forget about what my mother and my father did. I already forgave them. In the same manner that Christ forgave me, I have forgiven them. I do not have problems with those concepts anymore. When you have a clean conscience, you resolve things easy. It's okay. Everything's fine. No. Forgive me. Don't even ask for forgiveness. Everything's fine. Because you have a clean conscience. Oh, and excuse me, a clean conscience does not feel resent. Look, a clean conscience, you forgive even the devil. When you have a clean conscience, imagine you are Christ himself. Can't you see that you have a clean conscience? You know what that is? That's God's mind placed in you. I feel sorry for those who leave here. Here, week after week, with the covenant open, eating the covenant. Here we do not come to yell and jump around. No, we come to study. Well traced, not taking away the text or the context right there, without squeezing a verse and saying this happens, this is what this means. No, softly. We show it to you. So then, blessed, I congratulate you that you are still here.
Has arrived, and his name is Jose Luis de Jesus Miranda, and he came apart from sin. He saved us in our mind, giving us a clean conscience, and now we can forgive everyone. We love you, Daddy.
With the mark on my mind and body, I will be redressed. With burning flames, emitting energy with the body, it's no fantasy. Because I know that Jose Luis will soon be transferred.